Kellyanne, how about the kids? Like all they did not fight it.
Good morning. It is now 9 a.m. and I am calling the first quarterly meeting of the 2023-2024 State Bar of Texas Board of Directors to order. With our agenda posting, we invited members of the public to view a broadcast of the Board of Directors meeting live at www.youtube.com/State Bar of Texas. We also provided instructions on how to sign up to speak at today's meeting. Signups were available until 5 p.m. Central yesterday. Members of the public will speak under agenda item 5. Those members of the public joining remotely will remain in the Zoom waiting room until it is their turn to speak. Please note, this meeting will be recorded and the recording will be made available to the public. This time, Mr. Executive Director, would you please call the roll?
Director Baruch. Director Benish. Director Bullard. Director Browning. Director Cantu. Director Cavazos. Director Charbonnet. Director Cherry has an excused absence. Director Clark.
Here and present.
Director Cochran. Director Courageous. Director Crosley. Director Culpepper. Director Gibson. Director Goss. Director Grodidier. Director Harris. Director Harrison. Director Hicks. Director Hill. Director Hoskins. Director Huddleston. Director Asrani has an excused absence. Director Castle. Director Kern. Director Kroger. Senior Justice Learman. Chief Justice Martinez. Director Masri. Judge McClure. Director McDonald. Director Mateer. Director Morales. Director Naylor. Director Perez. Director Pineda. Director Popov. Director Pratt. Judge Pulliam. Director Quadros. Director Ritter. Director Shambato. Director Sloan. Director David Smith. Director Stafford. Director Stelly has an excused absence. Director Sood. Director Tabuada. Director Thiagi-Rajan. Director Tisdale. Dr. Martin Toby. Director Toby. Director Tobin. Director Vasquez. Director Venzor. Director Voss. Director Wooten. Director Wynn. Justice Young. Chair, we have a quorum.
Thank you. Director Sloan, would you please come forward and lead the board in the invocation?
So you may recognize a part of this as a part of the prayer of St. Francis. May we pray? Lord, make us an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let us sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. O divine Master, grant that we may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. Lord, please bless our new board members. Please bless our new leaders, Cindy, Kenan, and Laura. Bless them with the wisdom of Solomon, the eloquence of St. Paul the Apostle, the fierceness of Deborah, protector of Israel, and finally, and perhaps most importantly, the patience of Job. Amen.
Thank you. Director Courageous, would you please lead the board in the pledges?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
Thank you, Director Courageous. At this time, we would like to welcome any members of the public who have signed up to speak. Any member of the public joining us in person who wishes to speak should sign a blue sign-in card and return it to staff. If there's a specific topic of discussion or agenda item you would like to speak on, please list that on the card. If any of the members of the public have signed up to speak remotely, you will remain in the Zoom waiting room until it is your turn to speak. I will address you to indicate when you may begin. Each speaker will be given 3 minutes to speak. We will notify you when your time is complete. Any members of the public here to address the board? I believe the public comment period now will be closed then. During the remainder of the meeting, if there are board members or staff who wish to speak, please approach the podium. I will let you know when it's your turn to speak. It is now time for me to turn my gavel over to my successor. I hope everyone in this room understands how much Veronica and I have genuinely cared about all of you. Kenan, I'm just delighted. I want you to look for a minute to your left and then look to your right. These 4 people are responsible just for our bar, our profession, and 110,000 lawyers. You now are responsible for the people in this room. And other than my family, there is no greater gift I could give to you than to care for these people. We are all aware of your intelligence, of your insight, your judgment, your maturity, your wisdom. But what makes me comfortable handing this gavel to you is that of all the people I have known in bar service, you have perhaps the kindest heart I have ever encountered. So it is my absolute honor, if Justice Lehrman would come up, to hand you the gavel and congratulate you as the new chair. Come around the front there.
Raise your right hand, please. I, Kenan Wooten, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the duties of the office of chair of the State Bar of Texas and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States and of Texas. So help me God. Oh.
Thank you very much to all of you for this honor and privilege of serving as your chair. It's a tremendous responsibility, I know, and I don't take it lightly, and I will do my very best to serve you well at every step with your guidance along the way. Thank you, Justice Lehrman, for that wonderful swearing in and for everything you do for the State Bar of Texas and for the judicial branch of government. Chad, thank you for the way you served. You have been an incredible chair. I am following such big, big footsteps. And when I think about you, I think about your big heart and your beautiful mind and how you brought both to your position of chair every single day. And I will do my very best to lead the same way. At all of your places, there is a list of appointments for board committees as well as liaison assignments to sections and standing committees. I mentioned this in the new director orientation, but I'll say it here for the benefit of everyone. Many, many, many hours went into these assignments. We took your preferences stated very seriously. We tried to put you where you wanted to be. We couldn't do that in every step because many of you wanted to be in the same place. When we couldn't put you where you wanted to be, we tried to put you where you would serve best. So I hope you're happy with the assignments. I want to give a lot of credit to all of the people here who also took a part in making these assignments. It was not just one person, it was many, and I'm grateful for all the insights provided. All the assignments are important, and I hope that you will enjoy serving in all of the capacities you've been placed in. Justice Lehrman, I hope you don't mind coming right back up to the front. We have a swearing in of our new president-elect first, Steve Benish, and then the 2023-2024 incoming directors. Steve, please come forward. As many of you know, Steve is a partner at Bracewell LLP in Austin, focusing on business, litigation, and commercial disputes. He served on the State Bar Board of Directors from 2008 to 2011, chaired the State Bar of Texas annual meeting in 2014, and served on the Texas Bar Foundation Board of Directors. He's also a former Austin Bar Association president, and he has been a friend and role model to me for many years. I'm looking forward to serving with him. He's dedicated to the bar, and I think we're all going to be very fortunate to work with him.
Raise your right hand. I, Steve Benish, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the duties of the office of President-elect of the State Bar of Texas, and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States and of Texas. So help me God.
Wow. I was looking at my State Bar emails this morning from the last year. It was a year ago in June 2022 when Corey Squires, on behalf of Sylvia and Santos, sent me an email saying I'd been identified as a potential nominee and would, if I was willing, would I be interested in submitting a statement of interest in my CV. And after some prayer and consultation with important folks, I decided to say yes. In July 2022, I was notified by the State Bar that I'd been selected as one of 10 and eventually 9 potential nominees to interview. In August 2022, I interviewed and was selected along with my esteemed friend, Jerry Alexander, as one of the 2 nominees who had been selected. And in September 2022, the outgoing board of directors of the State Bar confirmed us as candidates. And then I got in the car and started driving. And it's been a long road these last few months of the campaign. But I have to tell you, it was endurable because of my companions, both physical and otherwise, along the way. And I want to spend just a couple minutes expressing my gratitude. And you'll have to forgive me in advance. I am a sentimental man, what my sons call a softie. And sometimes my sentiments come to the surface. Sometimes my sentiments get the best of me. And some would argue they are the best of me. So forgive me. My first thanks is to God for this opportunity and for this blessing. I traveled a lot of long, lonely roads with nobody sitting in any of the other seats in the car, but I was never, ever alone. And I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for my wife, Jennifer, who's in the back, who's the finest person I've ever met in my life. And she is my richest earthly blessing. Sweetie, I love you. Thank you for your patience and your grace and your permission to do this. And to our 2 sons, Will and Austin, who live on the East Coast, could not make it. but they'll be here a year from now. And so I am thankful for their encouragement along the way as well. I am thankful to my law partners and my law firm for their grace in allowing me to do this and going forward to perform my responsibilities. I'm thankful to so many of you here in the room who I call my friends, and many more who are not here in the room this morning along the way have been my companions by offering me encouragement, by offering me wisdom, by offering me advice and hope along the way, and I'm thankful for that. I am thankful to those who selected me during the voting month, and I am thankful for the opportunity to serve. I am especially thankful for the opportunity to serve alongside my longtime and dear friends, Cindy and Laura and Kenan and Trey, and I look forward to the opportunity to do so. I will serve this profession. I will serve our bar earnestly. I will roll up my sleeves and work, and I will seek your wisdom along the way, seeking counsel and making the decisions that are right not only for the lawyers in the state, but are right for the citizens of the state. I thank you for the opportunity, and I look forward to our continued friendship and fellowship. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Steve. To Cindy Tisdale, our incoming president, who will take office tomorrow, we want to present you with the traditional rosewood gavel. It's symbolic of your leadership and the great opportunity and responsibility that we have as we work together for our profession and the public. We are so fortunate, Cindy, to be Texas lawyers, to be officers of the court, and to work with you in the leadership of the State Bar of Texas. I'm very much looking forward to following your lead in the year to come.
Well, I am not, you heard from me yesterday, so I'm not going to do a long speech, but I get to give you a teaser. I know, Kellyanne. So my swearing in, of course, is tomorrow, and I'm going to go into a lot more detail about some of my goals for my year. I don't like to call them initiatives, because initiatives are like, I have a plan, this is what I'm going to do. We all know God may have other plans and it just messes everything up, right? So there's goals. So very briefly, I'm going to give you a teaser of what I'm going to talk more about tomorrow of some goals that I have. Yesterday, I talked to you about the work group, the AI work group. I won't go into that again. Another goal of mine is, okay, it might sound silly to some of you, but as a solo practitioner working all those years, vacation letters. How many despise vacation letters? And talking with the State Bar staff and with Trey, we're working on having an online portal where attorneys can upload their vacation letters, and they're available to all courts throughout the state, so it's all in one place. You don't have to send it to 50 different people every time something new comes on your calendar, because I promise you the next few years as director, things are going to come up and you're going to be sending a lot more vacation letters. So that's the first thing, just a small thing that hopefully helps lawyers. Second thing, I would be remiss if I did not say one of my goals was to be more like Ted Lasso. So yes, we're going to be more like Ted Lasso. I'm not wearing the mustache, but to be more like Ted Lasso, what would Ted Lasso do to bring civility back? There's been many past presidents that have talked about civility and bringing civility back. It's never an old topic. I can disagree without being disagreeable. You can't say that too many times. And so that's the second goal. The third goal is to kind of expound on what Laura has done. And again, all of Laura's great initiatives and goals, I'm continuing. Please understand that. Wonderful, wonderful things that help the attorneys of the state, and they're all going to be continued, okay? But the third thing is a wellness, but with a little different spin. I'm not going to go into stories, but as a family law attorney, I've had clients kill themselves. I've had clients kill their spouse. I've had clients commit horrible atrocities during the time I represent them and after. One of those atrocities happened about 3 months ago, and it was, I kind of shut down. I had to shut down for a little bit. Honestly, I just left the office out the back door and didn't tell anybody when I got the call. And we were at, I believe it was Western States, Trey. We were at Western States, and there were some other states talking about this wellness app. And what that means to me and why it's one of my goals is TLAP is a wonderful program. Love it. It does so much good. But there's so many attorneys I think we could help before they reach the level of TLAP, before they reach addiction problems or substance abuse problems or depression or suicide. There's just attorneys that are going through things in their lives that might need help. So we're looking at wellness apps. We're looking at discounts for just counseling services, because even if you're not a family lawyer and go through things, sometimes family lawyer does. As lawyers, we go through life events. You're going through a divorce. I had to put my mother in assisted living last month. As lawyers, we go through things, and sometimes we need help over that bump. So that's my third goal for the year. So there's my teaser. I probably spent longer than I should have because it was supposed to be short, but I am passionate about it. And so I cannot wait to get started. And I look so forward to working with you over the next year. And thank you very much.
All right, now I'm going to ask that all of the new directors who are joining us with the board this year to come forward. And this includes new elected directors, public members, liaisons, and section representatives, to be clear.
Okay, are you all ready for this really, really important thing you're getting ready to embark upon? Raise your right hands, please. And I will say my name and you say your name at the same time, okay? I, Deborah Lehrman, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the duties of the Office of Directors of the State Bar of Texas, and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States and of Texas. So help me God. Congratulations.
I'm like, yeah, all the time.
All right, everybody, it's now time for the report from our executive director, Trey Apfel.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm pumped. First of all, I want to thank our State Bar staff for a wonderful, beautiful evening last night. Everything was just impeccable. Thank you. Thank you, Chair Baruch. This past year, you have organized and directed this governing body with foresight, thoughtfulness, grace, and distinction. And you continue to do so every day. Your kindness toward those in need were remarkable, and we all appreciate that, and we appreciate your service, and I want to just say thank you again. Appreciate it. Congratulations to Madam Chair Wooten. Excited to have you at the helm of this governing body. Congratulations to President-elect Benish. and it's about time. I'm glad it's here. And we look forward to celebrating President-elect / President Cindy Tisdale's big day tomorrow. I'm excited for her year to come. And obviously, we continue to thank Laura Gibson for her service, along with Sylvia Brenda Firth. So just a few quick comments. You see me up here at the beginning of these meetings, and I call roll. And to those people who are watching, or maybe to some in the back, or those tuning in on the YouTube channel, they see me calling a bunch of names. But I do that for a purpose. And it's not to make sure that you're here on time. And it's not to just simply to make sure that we have a quorum. I'm continued to be struck by the caliber of leaders assembled. Those watching our meetings primarily see the podium. But when we sit up here at the front of the room, I look out and I see leadership. 46 voting members, 15 non-voting ex officio members also serve on the board, including the past chair, general counsel, chief disciplinary counsel, executive director, and liaisons representing state bar sections, out-of-state members, and multiple levels of the judiciary. Not only do you attend quarterly board meetings, but you also serve on a variety of board committees and subcommittees where the real work gets done. You're also advisors to sections and standing committees. Many of you are active in your local, regional, and specialty bar associations, and you continue to go out of your way to meet your constituents wherever they are. And you do so voluntarily, without pay, sacrificing billable hours, leisure time with family, and you do it because you are committed to serving the more than 112,000 active members of our profession here in Texas and the 31 million people of Texas. That's what I see when I call roll. Our directors don't always agree, but you are always civil and treat each other with respect. Sometimes you all have different priorities, and that's good. But all are committed to the bar's core principles of self-regulation and public protection. Working together, our board ensures that the State Bar of Texas fulfills its statutory responsibilities as the administrative arm of the Supreme Court of Texas. Don't take that responsibility lightly. That is self-governance in action. Since the adoption of the State Bar Act in 1939, Texas lawyers have benefited from this system of self-governance that grants all members the right to vote on the people who represent us, the rules that regulate us, and the dues that we pay for the right and privilege to practice law, all under the umbrella of a unified bar. This system has worked for 84 years and counting. That's due in large part to the 60 volunteers who answer my roll call each meeting and the hundreds of men and women who have served as directors in the past. I look forward to your leadership. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, Trey. Are there any comments from directors? Seeing none, we will move on to the report from the Texas Young Lawyers Association. I'm so happy to call Laura Pratt to the podium.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And please let me just take a brief moment to express my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for supporting me in this incredible journey. You are the best mentors and friends and colleagues, and I am so honored to serve in this role with all of you. So if you know me at all, you know I love music, all kinds, all types, and I tend to agree with Beethoven when he said music can change the world. Thanks to my parents, I started playing piano and singing at a very young age. And although I've never really been that great at either of them, I still love playing and singing. And recently, I actually started learning the Irish fiddle. Now, thanks to me being the parent, our house is filled with the sounds of broken guitar chords, very loud drum beats, and the quarter notes of Yankee Doodle. For decades, I have really enjoyed sharing my limited musical talent with everybody around me. However, all my life, I have had horrible performance anxiety. Every program, every concert, every recital, and every speech, my stage fright reappears, and I have to suffer through it. But the moment any solo act becomes a duet, or the whole band joins me on stage, my anxiety all but disappears. With harmonizing vocals or multiple musicians on the team, my fear is gone. And as an added bonus, the music is generally lots better. As I started developing my vision for this year, which for anybody who doesn't know, has to be completed on or before May 15th in order to make it into the Texas Bar Journal in a timely manner, just so you know. But in developing my vision, I was reminded of this quote by H.E. Luckock, and he says, "No one can whistle a symphony. It takes an orchestra to play it." The State Bar of Texas is an incredible team of diverse individuals, each with a specific part to play that's very unique to them. It has been my greatest joy to see that play out on this board this year. Just as an orchestra requires every instrument to play its part in order to create a beautiful melody, our organization requires every member in order to support the mission of the State Bar of Texas and the public service work of TYLA. We must continue to foster a culture of open communication, meaningful connection, and strong community. We must be willing to listen to each other, share our ideas, and work together to find the best solutions to the challenges we face. But it's not simply enough to work together. We must work towards a shared vision, a clear understanding of what we want to achieve. And to that end, with the help of TYLA Chair Ashley Email, the TYLA officers, directors, and our wonderful, incredible staff, here's part of our set list for the year. So to assist our newly licensed lawyers, we will work to create guides for transactional practice, update our Office in the Flash materials, revise our mentoring resources, and continue to offer engaging CLE programming. To support our local affiliates, we will develop programming resources and explore options to support reviving local affiliates across the state, which have been struggling with their membership. Our Young Gunners podcast will feature the Texas Lawyers Creed this year, interviewing attorneys across the state with intriguing and insightful stories regarding civility and other clauses contained in the Creed. And for our signature project this year, with grant funding from the Texas Bar Foundation, we'll create a comprehensive website on adulting as seen through the legal lens, focusing on the most common legal rights and responsibilities associated with adulthood and providing additional resources for everyone navigating the same. We've selected over 20 different past State Bar of Texas and TYLA projects to update, expand, or translate into Spanish. By my last count, I think it was actually closer to 30. All of these projects are in addition to the traditional TYLA playlist of exceptional law school advocacy competitions and our other continuing projects. As I stand before you, will freely admit my inability to do any of this on my own. But I am committed to fostering a harmonious symphony of success with my incredible team. On behalf of the TYLA board and all of our membership, thank you for your service and for helping me conduct some beautiful music this year. We are so grateful for the continued support for the next generation of bar leaders and the next generation of Texas lawyers. I am so humbled to serve as TYLA president this year, and I look forward to serving our bar for many months to come. Thank you.
Thank you for that inspirational report. Are there any comments from our directors? This is where we would normally have a report from General Counsel Ross Fisher, but he has an excused absence, so no report will be given by Mr. Fisher today. We'll move forward to the report from our Chief Legal Counsel, Chris Ritter. It is now 9:35 a.m., and the State Bar Board of Directors will recess the open meeting and reconvene in closed session pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.071 for the purpose of consulting with legal counsel about Harrison v. State Bar of Texas Insurance Trust, Turnbull v. Commission for Lawyer Discipline et al., Washington v. State Bar of Texas et al., and tax law matters regarding fundraising for 1415 Lavaca, as authorized by Texas Government Code Section 551074 to deliberate regarding personnel matters as well, with the exception of board liaisons and section representatives. All other individuals, including non-essential staff and other guests, need to excuse themselves from the room for this closed session. We'll notify the public when we're about 5 minutes out from returning to open session. We just got the thumbs up. That was a quick transition today. Seems like not a lot of people wanted to come back to us, but we shouldn't take that personally. It's 9:51 a.m. and the open session of the Board of Directors meeting will now reconvene. During the closed session, only matters relating to consultation with legal counsel regarding Harrison v. State Bar of Texas Insurance Trust, Turnbull v. Commission for Lawyer Discipline et al., Washington v. State Bar of Texas et al., and tax law matters regarding fundraising for 1415 Lavaca were discussed. No action was taken in closed session. All right, I'd now like to call up my friend Brittany Harrison to lead us in the mission statement.
The mission of the State Bar of Texas is to support the administration of the legal system, assure all citizens equal access to justice, foster the high standards of ethical conduct for lawyers, enable its members to better serve their clients and public, educate the public about the rule of law, and promote diversity in the administration of justice and the practice of law.
All right, everyone, it is 9:52 a.m. and the meeting is adjourned.